That's really what counts. We're giving everything. Even though what we have is not very much, we're giving everything. And so Krishna accepts that. And he says they're trying their best. And he accepts that. And then he says, well, and then Śrīla Prabhupāda, my devotee, he's the real devotee, Śrīla Prabhupāda, made a promise at the time of initiation to maintain this devotee. So I better take up that promise. See? Because Krishna considers his devotee's promise even more important than his own. So try to understand what's going on. Right now we're in a time of history which is well known in the Vedas as pralaya. Pralaya means that everything, the bigger pralayas and smaller pralayas. But right now this is a kind of a small pralaya in between two periods of the yuga. And it means that there's devastation. There's going to be devastation. There already has been. And there's going to increase more and more over the next couple of years. So we're going to see a lot of destruction and probably a lot of death and like that. Things are going to get really crazy. But guess what? I feel satisfied. I don't mind dying. I don't mind going to the destination that Krishna has in mind for me, because I think it's going to be very nice. What gives me the confidence that that is so is that so far Krishna has reciprocated very, very nicely. I mean, much more than we have done, certainly, our tiny efforts to spread his glories. And he has shown his integrity. He has shown his trustworthiness. He has shown us that when we trust him a little bit, and give a few years of our lives in service, which is really quite insignificant amount of time, 7 years, it's like not very much time, that then he will reciprocate by giving so much, even more than we need. So this is his encouragement that, yes, this is good, so expand this service more. Okay? So now we're trying to expand through our disciples and like that. But try to understand what really makes Krishna pleased is that we made a promise to serve his devotee. And we kept that promise over a significant period of time, like our whole lives. Maybe we weren't perfect. Maybe there were some times when we didn't do very much service or didn't do very good service. But on the whole, and especially at the end, we upheld our side of the promise to serve. What does it mean to serve? It means that if I make a promise that I'm going to try to reach a certain goal or accomplish a certain purpose, and then I see that something needs to be done to accomplish or do that, then I simply do it. I don't wait for somebody to tell me to do it. I don't wait for somebody to tell me how to do it. I figure it out myself. I do the needful, as Śrīla Prabhupāda would say. Lately we've gotten a couple of questions on the internet site, the community site, that some people don't like the things you say in your videos because you talk negatively about your godbrothers and like that. Well, if I don't explain all these things, how are people going to understand them? If I just Always stick to the very beginning, basic topics of spiritual life. How are we ever going to advance? Now, if you're preaching and people are looking up and they're seeing all these things that they don't understand, that's fine. We have plenty of videos that they would understand. So you have to present just those videos. And maybe you need to make another website. Maybe you need to make a website in your native language that describes all these things. Maybe you need to take the videos that just describe the easy to understand points, the beginning points, and transcribe them and translate them into your native language and make subtitles on the videos. It's easy enough to do, you know. It doesn't take a lot of intelligence. It just takes some hard work. But most of all, it takes a service attitude. Not, Babaji, please solve all of our problems for us. No, I can't. Even if I wanted to. First of all, it wouldn't be good for you. How are you going to grow if I solve all your problems? Does Krishna solve all of our problems for us? No. He gives us the tools, and then it's up to us to do the work. He gives us direction. He gives us instructions. He gives us knowledge. And he gives us inspiration. But still, we have to do the sadhana. We have to do the work. Similarly, the spiritual master is not there to solve all your problems for you. The spiritual master, you're supposed to do service to your spiritual master, not the other way around. That means if you see there's a need to solve a problem, you come up with the solution and you do it. And don't disturb the spiritual master by complaining, oh, this isn't right and that's not right, and oh, I can't get this to work and that to work. You make it work. You figure out the solution and you make it work. That's service. See, you're not supposed to take service from the spiritual master. You're supposed to give service. That's the whole idea. So use your intelligence, use your creativity, solve those problems. It's a test. And the ones who get through the test, then they get to advance further. And then there'll be another test. And another one, and another one, and another one. Eternally. Try to understand. Service attitude means that I use what Krishna has given me in Krishna's service. And if Krishna gave you intelligence, if Krishna gave you initiative, if Krishna gave you the ability to see that, oh, here's a problem, then he can also give you the ability to solve that problem. But you have to want it. And how does that wanting to solve the problem, how does that come into being? From your service attitude. If you have a service attitude, then you will do the needful. That's what we did. That's why Krishna is pleased. You see? We made a promise. We're going to serve Śrīla Prabhupāda. We're going to serve this mission. And then we followed through on that promise. Without anybody's help, without anybody's encouragement. In fact, against a great deal of criticism and discouragement. And, you know, of course, like I say, we're not perfect. We made mistakes and all kinds of things. But at least we tried. And Krishna took that as, okay, he's trying to keep his promise. So I'll keep Śrīla Prabhupāda's promise. And from that we got so much mercy and so much blessings. So try to understand. If you make this promise to serve Krishna and to serve Krishna's representative, then Krishna is going to reciprocate. And Krishna is not a poor man. Krishna is not powerless. Krishna has all potencies. Krishna has all intelligence. He's present everywhere. He knows everything. Try to understand. Krishna is real. This isn't just a game. So if you follow this program of Krishna, if you make the promise to serve Krishna, and you follow through on that promise, Krishna will reciprocate. Just our example is the proof. Śrīla Prabhupāda's example is the proof. And it's not that everything we did was fabulously successful. Even Śrīla Prabhupāda, the first couple of missions that he established, failed. I mean, failed, like close the door, walk away, failed. But that didn't stop him. He learned from those mistakes, and he went forward, and he achieved a grand success all over the world. So that's how